And should be an interesting matchup here tonight. It is senior night, so all the senior members of the cheerleading squad, the band, and the football team are being recognized here in pregame ceremonies. Well, Jeremy, nice night for football. We've been battling kind of up and down with the weather. We've had some very hot nights. We had a little brief spell of cool weather 2 or 3 weeks ago, but boy, tonight, no complaints for the football players about the weather tonight. This is perfect football weather.
No question. This is starting to feel like it's supposed to feel in football season. Playing games in August and 100 degrees outside. Let's get it about 40 degrees and let's go play some football. This is going to be perfect for the guys on the field tonight.
Yeah, and that's the crazy part about it when you start looking at the calendar. I mean, here we are, week number 8 of the high school football season, and we're just the first week in October. That just doesn't make sense.
No, it makes no sense. Everything starts so early, and every year it starts a little bit earlier, and it just less time to prep, and you're learning on the fly. The first 2 or 3 weeks of the season, it still feels like practice, and it's just actually getting to this point in the season, maybe last week or the week before, when you should be starting to run on all cylinders, and you want to be that way towards the back end of your schedule. And I tell you what, the Wildcat offense last week sure looked like they were running on all cylinders.
Just 2 weeks left in the regular season, including tonight. Cassville currently the number 3 seed in Class 3 District 4. Of course, we talk about you want to be one of those top 4 seeds in your district, so you get a home game in the first round of the playoffs. Cassville right now in the 3rd spot. Reed Spring holds the overall top spot. Monette 2nd. Cassville 3rd. Mount Vernon 4th. And, of course, this possible future district opponent. They are a team in your district, and they're also a team in your conference. So a big game on the road here tonight to try to keep some of that momentum going into next week's final regular season matchup. And as you just pointed out, you want to be playing well this time of year. We saw the Hound Dogs do it just a year ago. They got to playing well at the end of the season, and they go all the way to the semifinals.
Well, I tell you what, that Hound Dog team last year, they had 5 or 6 guys, not counting the quarterback, who is one of the top quarterbacks in this conference, but they had 5 or 6 guys that would catch everything he threw. They've got some of that back this year. They've dealt with some injuries in the receiving core. They'll get somebody back, and then somebody will get hurt when he comes back, and so on and so forth. So they've been dealing with some injuries at the skill positions. This is not a bad football team. They've got athletes out there, and when you've got a quarterback out there like Peyton Evans, anything can happen. He's got the ability to run the football if things break down, protection breaks down, and we certainly know how well he throws the football. So this 1-6 overall record, don't let that fool you. This team can come back, and they can come and get you.
Yeah, because you look back to week 1, they took on state-ranked Mountain Grove, battled with Mountain Grove through the first half. It was the second half when the Panthers was finally able to get ahead and put the game away. They had a great battle with themselves and Monette just a few weeks back, and the Cubs were finally able to break free in the second half, but they hold Monette to 28 points, and that's the lowest point total of the year for the Cubs. And then the last 2 weeks, Seneca and Mount Vernon, they were playing with their opponents in the first half, but teams took over in the second half. Seneca actually had to come from behind to win that game. So, like you said, the record isn't really indicative of how well this team has played. They've had to battle some adversities this year, and we'll talk a little bit more about it. But we've got the national anthem about to be played by the Aurora Hound Dog Marching Band. So we'll go ahead and take a break and be back with more pregame here from Kelly Field. You're listening to Big 8 Conference Football on the Talent Network.
When you have things to sell or trade, look no further than the Very Advertiser and reach over 13 million homes and businesses with your ad. It's easy and you'll get the response you're looking for. The deadline for display advertising is 5 p.m. on Monday, and your ad deadline is noon each Tuesday. You can place your ad online at bcaonline.com. Stop in at 904 West Street in Cassville or call 418-847-4475. The Berry County Advertiser, covering Berry County to serve customer advertising needs for nearly half a century.
All our rooms to stay warm in winter and cool in summer, but we don't like high bills. Reducing the amount of air leaks that in and out of the home is a cost-effective way to lower your utility bills. Start by finding the leak, seal them with proper material and technique. At the website, BerryElectric.com, saving tips for your home. This message is brought by the locally owned Berry Electric Cooperative to stretch the energy needs and improve the quality of its members. This live broadcast of high school the Talent Sports Network is brought to you in part by Sportscaster Club members. The Berry County Department, whether you need your well water tested or flu shots, check with the Berry County Health Department with offices in Monette and Cassville. The Cassville office at 847-21 or the Monette office at 354-5402 for more information. Of Southern Missouri with locations in Cassville, Lakeland, Willard, Shellknob, and Golden to serve. Visit them online at freedombk.com. Member FDIC, equal housing. When your belly is raging for something tasty, maybe a hand-cut steak or some great Italian spaghetti and meatballs, head on over to the restaurant, Highway 60 in Monette. And Phil Davison, State Farm Insurance in Mount Vernon. For life, auto, or health, Phil Davison, 466-751.
For over a century, the Cassville Fed has been providing complete, factual knowledge of events and issues that affect our lives. The Cassville Democrat serves all of Americans by publishing well-researched news articles, timely editorials, lively letters, complete local sports coverage, plus much more. The staff of the Cassville Democrat believes the people of Berry County need and deserve what's happening in their community. The Cassville Democrat, 417-846-2610 to subscribe.
Back at Kelly Field in Aurora, the Hound Dogs hosting the Cassville Wildcats here tonight. Big 8 Conference football on the Talon Sports Network. We've also got Todd here with us tonight, running the camera for us on CassvilleWebTV.com. As we were talking about the Wildcats and the Hound Dogs, a bit of a contrast of styles. Jeremy mentioned about how Cassville ran for over 400 yards last week. Very successful running game against the Indians. That is what they have been doing all season long, run, run, run. The Hound Dogs like to throw the ball around. They've got a returning all-conference quarterback with Peyton Evans. He's got a good throwing arm. He's got good size. And as Jeremy pointed out, they've been battling some injuries with their receiving core. They're hoping to get a few more of those kids healthy here at the end of the season. Still with a couple of guys dinged up, though, and they will not be playing tonight, but still a very capable quarterback that can throw the football all over the field. So you've got the passing of the Hound Dogs going up against the running game of the Wildcats.
Well, and the thing about the Wildcats that I appreciated last week was the fact, not only the fact that they rushed the ball so well, but the fact that they took some shots downfield in the passing game. They didn't complete them, but they threw 3 or 4 go routes down the sideline. I mean, downfield. And at the very least, what that's done is shown your opponents in the coming up weeks that you got it in your playbook, that you will do it. So they have to respect that. They can't just stack 8 guys in the box and expect you to run the football every single time. So the Wildcats last week opening up just a little bit, throwing the football around just to show some things. And the more they do things like that, the higher the probability of completing those long passes. But if you can run the football like they ran last week, why throw the football? You rush for 400 yards, you score 49 points. Hey, do it till they stop you.
That's exactly right. Other Big 8 games tonight, Monette will be at Seneca. McDonald County will be at East Newton, and Lamar travels to Mount Vernon. Those are the other Big 8 matchups around the area this evening. We'll try to get some scores on those games as we go throughout tonight's competition. It's time for tonight's field condition report, brought to you by Hutchins Construction. Hutchins Construction, with asphalt and crushed stone aggregate materials available from their Monette and Shellknob, Missouri plants, quarries and asphalt products from their Springdale and Gravette, Arkansas plants. Hutchins Construction, they're online at hutchinsconstruction.com. Well, it's not been too many times that we've been able to come over to Kelly Field this late in the year and see the field in this good a shape. Now, here in extreme southwest Missouri, we've been fortunate to not have a lot of rain on Friday nights. Most of the rain on Friday nights has been to our north or over east of Springfield, and the fields here in extreme southwest Missouri have not had to deal with really wet conditions on game night, and that's kept the fields in really good shape. And Kelly Field looks in very good shape here tonight. I didn't get a chance to walk out between the hash marks to see if it was a little rough or not, but a lot of grass, and this looks to be a good track here and a good turf tonight at Aurora.
Well, Sammy, you and I have been over here. We've seen this field not only in between the hashes destroyed, we've seen it sideline to sideline. It looked like a rodeo ground. Tonight is the complete opposite of that. This field is in great shape for week 8 of the football season. It's going to play great, and both sides are going to have a good track to run on tonight.
And that goes back with all the grass fields here in our area. We got some beneficial rains at important times in the summer. You didn't have those extended periods of dry weather, so they were able to keep the grass and the root system in good shape throughout the dry summer months, and that's carried over right into the fall. And Kelly Field's in some great shape for tonight's football game. Again, the field condition report brought to you by Hutchins Construction, serving southwest Missouri and northwest Arkansas with the paving and construction materials you need at a location near you. For more information, log on to hutchinsconstruction.com. The Wildcat Keys to Victory is brought to you by Wesco Home Furnishings, 109 West 8th Street in Cassville. Mark and the Wesco gang carry specialty brands including Amana, Lacrosse, Maytag, Sony, and Whirlpool. They're open weekdays and Saturdays. Follow Wesco on Facebook. Well, one of the obvious keys to a win is to be able to run the football like they did last week against Seneca. But another key to a victory, I think, is going to be able to get pressure on Peyton Evans. They did that 2 years ago when they came over here and played Aurora, and you can't let him get comfortable back there in the pocket. If you give him time, he's going to find somebody to get the ball to. So getting pressure on the quarterback of the Hound Dogs will be one of the keys tonight.
Front seven are going to have their hands full. They've got to, be creative in their blitz packages. They've got to find ways to make Peyton Evans uncomfortable, just as you said. I don't care who the secondary is. You can't cover for long periods of time. And if a quarterback, especially a quarterback with an arm, Peyton Evans, if he's got time to stand back there, he's going to pick you apart. And so the front seven, defensive line, linebackers got to find ways. The linebackers that aren't out in coverage, because they're going to be running receivers everywhere. But you got to keep somebody in there. You got to run them in. You got to get in the quarterback's face, make him uncomfortable.
I don't think it's quite as important this year as it was last year, because the Hound Dogs had so much speed last year with Bader and Cahill and Meredith. But controlling the big plays is another big thing for a key to a win tonight. Don't let the Hound Dogs break those 70, 80-yard plays.
Well, and with this offense, they're going to run a lot. Their run game is their short passing game. So a lot of the routes are not going to be deep downfield routes you may see. We'll probably see a few go routes and deep post routes, but a lot of things are going to be underneath the covers. These defensive backs are they're playing everything underneath. They're not letting the receivers get deeper than they are. We saw that last week with Trey Rose coming with 3 interceptions. He was in great position on those interceptions. He was deeper than the wide receiver. One time, the pass looked like it was to him. He caught it in stride going the other way. So don't let those receivers get behind you. The Wildcats have done a good job of that. But in order to stop the big play, you've got to eliminate the yards after the catch.
Another thing is to win that giveaway takeaway. Cassville's been doing a good job this year at winning the turnover battle. And for a team that throws the football, you want to be able to come out on top in that. You don't have to get an interception every possession, but you want to be able to win that turnover battle.
Well, and you know what they're going to do. So you play your defense, you play to what they're going to do, and then when you're in good position, when you have good position, a lot of times you're in position to make those kind of plays. So as long as the defensive backs are doing a good job of containing, staying deeper than the wide receiver, they're going to be able to look in and see the quarterback, see where he's going with the football, and you got to make a play.
And those two things kind of go hand in hand with the first key to a victory that we talked about, is getting pressure on Peyton Evans, because you make him scramble around back there, make him unload the football before he wants to. Sometimes he's going to throw into spots that are not good spots to be throwing the football, and when he does that, you got to be able to take advantage.
Well, when you put pressure, you disrupt the timing, and most quarterbacks, very few are comfortable throwing on the run. If you can get the quarterback out of the pocket, get him running, make him throw the football on the run, make him throw off the wrong foot, ball will sail, overthrows. You got defensive backs deeper than the receiver. That's where you're going to see the interceptions come up.
Again, the Wildcat Keys to Victory brought to you by Wesco Home Furnishings, 109 West 8th Street in Cassville. They cater to your specific home furnishing needs with their quality selection of furniture, mattresses, home appliances, and more. They're open weekdays and Saturdays. Follow Wesco on Facebook. Tonight's coverage of Wildcat football also brought to you in part by Sports World, 709 Main, on the square in Cassville. Sports World has embroidery, screen printing, sporting goods, school athletic clothing, and much more, all at Sports World. Call 417-847-5366. Tonight's web TV coverage brought to you by Country Dodge, South Highway 37 in Cassville. Find them online at GoCountryDodge.com. You can also like them on Facebook at Go Country Dodge. We're going to take a break. We've got the starting lineups to go over, and we're closing in on the kickoff of tonight's football game between Cassville and Aurora. The lights are starting to take effect here at Kelly Field. That is one thing that is noticeable as we get later into the year. Darkness descends a little earlier, so the lights start taking over a little quicker. We're not playing with the sunshine still in the first quarter. There is a bit of a breeze coming out of the north tonight as well, but it will probably die down as it gets dark here at Kelly Field, and we won't have to worry about that. But it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out as we get closer to kickoff. You're listening to Big 8 Conference Football here on the Talon Sports Network.
Since its inception, West 7 Missouri has continued to excellence in service with an experienced attorney-minded staff that knows their business, desires to help their customers and the community with a variety of quality banking services, focusing on the community and the people. That's Freedom Bank of Southern Missouri, Cassville, Seligman, and Woodard, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Hurry, you don't have to sacrifice service or you'll find
great selection of fuel, fountain, grocery items, snacks, Ashby's hand ice cream in a variety of flavors, and honey and yogurt. Also, check out the new items on at one of the largest and freshest delis in the area. Don't sacrifice friendly service and great for convenience. Get them all at Fast Trip, 104 South Main in Cassville.
He's taking control of most banking. To have a local bank that's truly the hometown for hometown people, with all the stability and strength of large holding companies, yet enough to understand your banking needs. The pot's always on at First State Bank. You to know you're always welcome at any of their locations. Purdy, Monette, Pierce City, Cassville. First State Bank, the hometown bank for hometown people. Remember DIC.
Hi, this is Aurora. I am a teller at First State Bank of Purdy in Cassville. We invite you to come by and get to know First Bank of Purdy.
Whether it's Chevy or GM, stop by Hughes Automotive at Highways 39 and 60 in Missouri. They've got what you're looking for and a variety of styles and colors to choose from. If it's fuel you seek, check out the Chevy Cruze. For more comfort, see the Malibus or Impalas. If it's they've got trucks, Silverados, Sierra, Unions, and Colorados. What about SUVs? You're covered with Tahoe, Yukon, Equinox, and Terrain. If luxury is what you're after, as Buick and Cadillac. And if you want to ramp things up a bit, see the Camaros or Corvette. Hayes Automotive in Aurora, Missouri, junctions of Highway 39 and 60, or visit them online at hayesautomotive.com.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're for road trips. We're for covering as much ground as possible on 2, 4, or 8 wheels. We're for drop tops, T-tops, cruisers, pickup trucks, and dump trucks. We're for displaying Missouri plates like pride. Have you ever hit a deer? Yep, we're for you too. We're for getting behind a tractor on a 2-lane highway. And if you're a Missouri driver, we have an auto for you.
Hi, I'm Chad Young, Missouri. If you're in Berry or Lawrence County, I've got you covered.
At Commerce Bank, we offer home equity to make over your world.
Make over my world? I love my house, but it needs some work, and I need the money to it, starting with my dream kitchen. But first, there's the leak with the creaky floors and doors, and well, upstairs, downstairs. Okay, the stairs themselves.
With a home equity loan at Commerce Bank, you can do that and more. And we offer limited rates.
Great, where do we start?
Apply over the phone or even online at commerce.com. There are no application fees, no closing, and no early payoff fees.
You're kidding.
No kidding. That's Commerce Bank. Commerce Bank, a housing lender.
Legal issues concerning your family, understandably emotionally charged. Legal counsel concerning divorce, adoption, child custody and visitations, support, name changes, property division, or any issue relating to the family. Contact the law offices of J. Michael Ream. You don't know what to do. They will go to work for you. Contact 417-847-1339. That's 847-1339. The offices of J. Michael Ream. The choice of career is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Back at Kelly Field in Aurora, the Cassville Wildcats on the road tonight taking on the Aurora Hound Dogs. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Quick Draw Gun in Monette. They've expanded their hours and their inventory. They are now open Tuesday through Friday 10 to 7, Saturdays 10 to 4. They used to be open just in the evenings. Well, now they're open Tuesday through Friday 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., Saturdays 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. They've got hundreds of new and used firearms in stock. Stop by and give them a chance to earn your business. Quick Draw Gun just off Highway 60 in Monette at 601 South Kyler behind Coast to Coast. You can give them a call at 417-354-8633, or you can see them online at quickdrawgun.com. Cassville Wildcats starting lineup tonight brought to you by Fast Trip, 104 South Main in Cassville. They got great prices and friendly service, and you'll find it at Fast Trip every day. So stop on in, Fast Trip on Main Street in Cassville. Starting defense for the Wildcats, they will rotate around at defensive tackle. Jesus Perez, 6'2", 225 sophomore. Mason Hendrick, 6'2", 275 sophomore. And Hunter Bailey, 5'10", 255 junior. Devin Phelps will also be at D tackle, a 6'2", 255 senior. Those players rotate around for Coach Parnell and the Wildcat defense at defensive tackle. Defensive end, Zach Burton, 6'2", 215 sophomore, and Stephen Hunter, 5'10", 205 senior. Linebackers for the Wildcats, Gilbert Medina, 5'9", 170 senior. Kyle Ruark, 5'10", 175 senior. And Braden Strahan, 6', 170 junior. Cornerbacks, Colin Perriman, 6'1", 185 senior. And Troy Rose, 5'9", 155 senior. Safeties, Garrett Knight, 5'9", 150 junior. And River Phelps, 5'9", 150 senior. Starting offense for the Wildcats at quarterback, Shannon Haney, a 5'9", 160 sophomore. The running backs will be River Phelps, 5'9", 150 senior. And Kyle Ruark, 5'10", 175 senior. Receivers, Colin Pearman, 6'1", 185 senior, and Troy Rose, 5'9", 155 senior. Tight end, Austin Sanders, 6'1", 185 sophomore. Offensive line, Austin McClintock, 5'9", 195 senior. Hunter Bailey, 5'10", 255 junior. Jesus Perez, 6 foot, 225 sophomore. Devin Phelps, 6'2", 255 senior. And Mason Hendricks, 6'2", 275 sophomore. Again, the starting lineups for the Cassville Wildcats are brought to you by Fast Trip. Whether for fuel, grocery items, fountain drinks, ice cream, or snacks, Fast Trip has it all, and at the very best prices. Stop by Fast Trip, 104 South Main in Cassville, locally owned by Mike and Anita Carr. We've still got about 3 or 4 minutes before we kick off tonight's football game, so that'll give us the opportunity to take one more break, let you hear from some of our sponsors. They'll get the coin toss, see who's going to get the football to start the night, and we'll be back with the opening kickoff right after this. You're listening to Big 8 Conference Football here on the Talon Network.
So hello, folks. Come right on in. Set a spell. Best Texas-style barbecue. This is Dallas, right here in Southwest Missouri at the barbecue station. Bring your friends and families. Enjoy great barbecue. Talk about the big fish away.
Come on in and fill her up.
Just one of this plum delicious barbecue and barbecue station on Main and Cassville will be at the top of your favorite places to eat. It's family affordable. Chicken, ribs, beef, and pork with sides, desserts to choose from. Barbecue station, 900 Main Street, Cassville. North side of the square is open Tuesday through Saturday, 7 days.
Come on in and fill her up.
Operated Shoemaker Tire in Golden City has been serving customers with quality tires in Southwest Missouri and North Arkansas since 1960. Shoemaker Tire carries Michelin, Goodrich, and Uniroyal tires. If tires to drive on, their tires to depend on. Shoemaker Tires go the extra step to take care of their customers like no one else will. Visit Shoemaker Tire online at shoemakertire.com and take advantage of Shoemaker's quality tires, competitive prices, and unmatched service. Shoemaker Tire in Golden, the people you trust for tires for over 50 years.
Security Bank of Southwest, with locations in Cassville, Exeter, and is a true community bank. Reinvent the community, helping businesses, families, and organizations grow and prosper. Any bank can checks and make loans. At Security, we take pride in offering great service to community's needs, whether buying a car, home, or farm, expanding a business, paying emergency expenses. Security is here to help. Your locally owned and bank, Security Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Ladies, do all you can to be well. Schedule your mammogram today and remind the women in your life, moms, daughters, co-workers, and friends, to do the same. 80% diagnosed with breast cancer have no factors other than being a woman. Cox Health, we recommend annual mammograms for women ages 40 and over. Give us a call to schedule yours. 17354-1130. There's no referral required.
Hey, this is Shania with SOS Homes and Land. Have you been trying to buy a house getting turned down because of your credit? How about getting a call? Here at SOS Homes, we accept good credit, some bad credit, and some no. We can put you in your very own home with payment, a fixed interest rate as low as 2% and low monthly payments. And that's even the best part. We also have free credit repair and credit building. And yes, I agree. Give us a call today at 417-846-0324. Don't forget to like us on Facebook at SOS LLC.
J&M Pallet Company, LLC, and Trucking Services of Cassville, complete pallet sales, manufacturing, recycling, and roll-off services for waste. J&M is a reliable, quality pallet, and their sales are backed by superior service. They ship quickly nationwide. At J&M, Southwest Missouri, in pallets for all your pallet needs. J&M, when they say, "In God we trust," you know that you can trust the need for business to them. J&M Pallet LLC and Trucking Services of Cassville, 417-847-6732.
Back with you at Kelly Field in Aurora. The Hound Dogs hosting the Cassville Wildcats. Big 8 Conference football tonight here on the Talon Network. We understand from some of our listeners and viewers that the web TV is having some glitches tonight. Not sure whether it's a streaming issue or whether it's a server issue at the source in Springfield. If it is, it's out of our control, and we apologize for that. But we will be working with our server controller and try to get this rectified before the night is through. Hopefully we can get those glitches cleared up. but that is something that we appreciate everyone letting us know about, and we will continue to try to work on that. Cassville will get the football. Aurora won the toss, and they've deferred their option to the second half, so the Wildcats will be getting the football to start tonight's game here in Aurora. River Phelps, Garrett Knight, Troy Rose drop back deep for the Wildcats. And teeing it up at the 40-yard line is Jeremy Ernesto. And he booms the ball down the center of the field, and it is taken inside the 20 by Troy Rose. He runs up the left sideline, got a couple of blockers, takes it out across the 25, and forces his way out across the 30-yard line. So a pretty nice return by Rose on the opening kickoff of the night. And the Wildcats are going to have some decent field position to start their first possession of the evening.
Yeah, nice job by the return unit of the Wildcats setting up that wall. Rose trying to get over to that Wildcat sideline. Wasn't quite able to get there, but the Wildcats will take starting from the 30 most of the time.
So they will put it right at the 30-yard line, 1st and 10, Cassville. Shannon Haney, the quarterback. Rose splits out wide to the left along with Pearman. Ruark and Phelps split in the backfield. Tight end comes in motion around to the right side. Gets reset. Snap goes to Haney. Hands it off to Ruark. Around the right end he goes, and he's got running room. He's out across the 40. Has the first down and is taken down at the 41-yard line. First run of the night, the Wildcats pick up a first down, and it's brought to you by Les Jacobs Ford. You can find them online at lesjacobsford.com.
Well, nice job right there as Ruark the last 2 weeks carrying the ball very well. Lost his shoe, going to have to go out and get it put back on, but 2 weeks in a row he's carried the ball very well. Comes out tonight. Nice job by that right side of the offensive line, clearing a lane for him to run.
So 11 yards on the first play of the night for the Cassville Wildcats. 1st and 10 at their own 41-yard line. Just underway here in the first quarter. 30 seconds deep into quarter number 1 at Kelly Field. Wildcats with the first drive of the night. Hound Dogs coming with a 5-man front. A quick pass thrown down the line of scrimmage. A sliding reception made by Phelps. He was able to keep his knees off the turf. Turns up the Cassville sideline and picks up yardage all the way into Hound Dog territory, and it will be more than enough for a first down. So a little short pass underneath. Somehow Phelps was able to keep his knee from touching the ground when he caught the football, and he takes it all the way to the 41. First down, Cassville.
Yeah, heck of a job there by Phelps getting his hands under the football. Just a situation, you got a wide receiver lined up directly behind another wide receiver. Ball snap, thrown straight down the line of scrimmage with a blocker in front.
It's a gain of 18. First down, Cassville at the Hound Dog 41. So only 2 plays, and they're already into Aurora territory. This time, though, running the football, they run into a wall of black and red jerseys. Hound Dogs have brought out the black jerseys tonight. Normally they wear red at home, but it's the black jerseys with the black pants, red helmets, and the white numbers on the front and back. Cassville with the black pants, white jerseys, and the black helmets. And the play goes for no gain, and it'll bring up second down. So second down and 10, Wildcats. And they give the ball to Phelps, and Phelps is tripped up in the backfield. Nice defensive play there by Kyle Todd as he got into the Cassville backfield and got to Phelps before he could get back to the line of scrimmage. A loss back to the 42.
Well, you rush the football for over 250 yards by yourself, and the defense is going to key on you, and Phelps has been seeing a lot of that this year. This time the Wildcats trying to run a little counter play and just blown up from the get-go. Phelps nowhere to go.
So Cassville with their first third down attempt of the night. Third down and 11. Pearman comes in motion. And Haney rolling to his right. He's got a little time. Fires it down the sidelines, and it's off the fingertips of Pearman. Pearman was open in the seam. They had 3 receivers over here. They had 1 man deep, 1 man underneath, and Pearman was the guy in the middle, and he could not catch the football, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Yeah, Pearman trying to get to that sideline. The ball thrown just a little bit too far out in front of him. As Haney sprinting out to his right, trying to throw the football on the run. The Wildcats going to have to punt this thing.
So Cassville, after quickly getting into Hound Dog territory, now forced to punt, facing 4th and 11 from the Hound Dog 42. Chase Moore, or is that Logan Lawfer? Trying to see. It looks like it might be Lawfer back at the 10-yard line, awaiting the punt of River Phelps. We'll double check on the Hound Dog return man here in a moment. Snap's a good one. Phelps with the rugby-style kick. It is Lawford. He gets away from the ball. It bounces at the 10, rolls inside the 5, all the way down to the 2. What a punt by Phelps.
Great job.
And the Hound Dogs will be starting in the shadow of their own goalpost.
Great job. And when you're punting into a short field, that's what you're hoping will happen is your punter's able to kind of pooch it up, let those guys run down under and cover the kick, and a great job right there. And that's textbook.
A 40-yard kick, no return, and the Hound Dogs at their own 2. 10 minutes left to play here in the first quarter. No score. The Wildcats came up empty their first possession of the night. Now Aurora with the first time running the offense. First and 10 at their own 2-yard line. They will send. Receivers split both right and left. Twins both directions, and Evans from the shotgun. Quick pass goes out to the right flat. That's the wide side of the field. The catch is made at the 5-yard line. And right there to make the tackle on Caleb Baker is 3 or 4 Cassville defenders.
A good job by Rose, the corner on that side. Again, Aurora's going to throw the football. They're on their own 2-yard line, and they're in shotgun. And no protection, no running backs back there to protect quarterback. He just takes a snap, a quick throw out there, and Rose did a great job from his corner position coming up, stopping the momentum for a small gain.
It's a gain of only 2, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 8. 2 receivers to the left, 1 out to the right. Couple of flankers as well. Now the pass out into the flat once again, and again the catch made by Baker, and he runs it out to the 10-yard line, maybe across the 10, but he'll come up short of the first down.
And again, just a quick throw. In shotgun formation this time. Quarterback takes a snap, looks left, immediately gets rid of the football, and that's the running game. That's these short little dink and dunk passes. That's the running game that the Hound Dogs are going to use tonight.
It's a gain of 7, so it'll bring up 3rd down and 1 at the 11-yard line. First 3rd down attempt of the night for the Hound Dogs. Evans again with a quick pass and another catch by Baker at the 15. He's got the first down, turns it upfield, and takes it out to the 16 or 17-yard line.
All right. The Wildcats are going to let them throw those underneath routes, and these are just little quick out routes that the ball is caught maybe not much further than a yard beyond the line of scrimmage, but it's happening very quickly. The quarterback is taking the snap. Evans taking the snap out of shotgun and immediately getting rid of the football on these little short out routes to the slot receivers.
Well, 3 pass completions, all to Caleb Baker, and it's a first down for the Hound Dogs out to the Aurora 17-yard line. Again, they spread the field from sideline to sideline. Evans continuing to operate from the shotgun. This time he's rolling to his left. Now he's going to have to tuck it and run. He's across the 20 and finally forced out of bounds out around the 23. May have gotten to the 24.
Pretty good pursuit that time by the defense. Evans, and that's just it. He can hurt you with his legs. He's looking downfield. He's wanting to throw the football, and you've got to respect that because he's got the arm to air it out.
They do give him 6 out to the 23-yard line, so 2nd down and 4 for the Hounds. 8 minutes left to play here in the first quarter. No score between Cassville and the Aurora Hound Dogs. Wildcats going to the 4-man front. And Evans going to run the ball again. This time dances his way up the middle, trying to get to the 25-yard line. Don't know whether he was able to get there or not. One of the linesmen is stepping in at the 25, which would be a pickup of a couple, and it'll bring up 3rd and short.
Yeah, good job in there, defensive line. Just a quarterback draw. Again, straight out of the shotgun, all by himself. Just a quarterback draw design. Stephen Hunter on the bottom of that pile brought him down.
So 3rd down and about 2 yards to go for the Hound Dogs. They converted on their first 3rd down opportunity of the night. This time they send 3 receivers out to the right. Quick snap back to Evans. He looks to the short side of the field. He underthrows. In fact, he not only underthrew, he threw behind the intended receiver, Devin Hilton.
Well, Hilton was going downfield, and Evans was expecting him to stop the route short right at the first down yardage marker. And incomplete.
First incompletion thrown on the night by Evans, and it'll bring up 4th and 2, and the Hound Dogs, just like Cassville, were moving the football, but now the drive is stalled, and they're going to be forced to punt it away.
And the Wildcats should have great field position right here with a punt like Phelps had last time. You flip the field, essentially, and the Wildcats should get the football in great field position.
Snap comes back, the kick away by Hilton, a high kick. On the run, Knight makes the catch just shy of midfield, and he's down the sidelines. He's got one man to beat on the corner, and that man is able to take him down, but not before he is able to get all the way down inside the 20-yard line. Garrett Knight caught the ball on a dead run. With all that momentum, he was by everyone before they even realized it. Got all the way inside the 30 and then got around a couple of guys down inside the 20.
Well, the ball was angled a little bit towards the Cassville sideline, and it was high enough that there were two coverage men that had overrun the punt. And you're right. Knight, full speed, catches the football just on the Wildcat side of midfield, and down the sideline he went. And we talk about that good field position. Here they go.
So at the Hound Dog 18-yard line is where the Wildcats will set up shop, and they give it off. No, they fake the pitch to Ruark, and here comes Haney running the option. He's inside the 15 and takes it down to about the 13, picks up nearly 5 yards.
Well, we saw Shannon Haney have probably his best game of his varsity career last week. The way he ran that offense and the way he ran the football, had yards, played the option game extremely well tonight. We're going to expect more of the same out of him, and they just did a nice job running, faking the fullback, picking up about 5 yards right there.
So Cassville back up to the line of scrimmage, 2nd down and 5. Pearman goes wide to the left, and they pitch the ball that direction to Phelps. He makes a man miss in the backfield as, once again, a Hound Dog defender busting through the line of scrimmage. Phelps able to fight back close to the original line, and it looks like it's going to be no gain on the play.
A pretty good play defensively right there by the defensive end on that side as they've scouted that pitch. We see the Wildcats, they'll come out and split back, and they'll run a little quick toss, a little quick pitch to Phelps around the edge. Defensive end just steps straight up the football field, sealing off that edge, forcing Phelps to come back to the teeth of the defense.
So it'll bring up 3rd down and 5 from the 13. We're down to 6 minutes left to play here in the first quarter. Haney gives the ball to Phelps. He'll try the right side this time, and a wall of Hound Dog defenders stops Phelps again for no gain on the play.
Again, trying to run a little counter play there to Phelps. They tried it in their first possession unsuccessfully, and then right there again, they tried the counter play. Nothing going for Phelps.
Tonight's Web TV coverage brought to you by Country Dodge, South Highway 37 in Cassville. Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram trucks, all at Country Dodge. You can find them online at GoCountryDodge.com. So Wildcats are going to try to attempt the field goal here. They're going to set the tee down at the 21. So a 31-yard attempt from River Phelps out of the hold of Troy Rose. Wildcats going to try to get on the board here. Snap back, kick up, and it is long enough. Does it have the accuracy? And yes, it does. A 31-yard field goal from River Phelps gives the Cassville Wildcats a 3-0 lead with 5:13 left to go here in the first quarter.
Well, we don't see the Wildcats do that very often, but I tell you what, they ran that play to perfection. A lot of things have to go right. Snap's got to be good. The holder's got to be able to catch it. He's got to be able to set it down on the tee, and then your kicker's got to hit it pure. Everything worked right there as Phelps split the uprights.
Wildcat Field Goal brought to you by Willis Insurance, one of the area's oldest businesses. They're established in 1887, conveniently located on the square in Cassville and in the Bridgeway Plaza in Shell Knob. Stop by or call 847-3300. Willis Insurance, your trusted choice insurance agent. So Cassville gets on the board first here tonight at Kelly Field. 3-0 Wildcats with 5:13 left to go in quarter number 1. Wildcats set to kick it away. The Wildcat Kickoff brought to you by Baywash Car Wash, featuring both the Odyssey Soft Touch and Super 5000 touch-free automatic car wash bays. A clean car is a happy car, and that makes you feel good. Tonight's Wildcat football coverage also brought to you by Sports World on the square in Cassville, where they have in stock area team logo clothing and Letterman's jackets. They also do screen printing, embroidery on shirts, jackets, uniforms, caps, and more. Call Sports World at 847-5366. Phelps tees it up, set to kick it away. Looks like we've got Devin Hilton back deep, along with Caleb Baker, and Hilton's going to be driven all the way back into the end zone. The wind has let up considerably. In fact, it doesn't look like it's hardly blowing at all right now compared to what it was doing before it got dark, but Phelps booms that one about 6 yards deep, and the Hound Dogs will start at their own 20.
I'll tell you what, River Phelps, in the last 3 weeks, it just appears like his leg has gotten stronger. He is really
He's been kicking enough the last 2 or 3 weeks. Maybe it's just the workout.
The reps, yeah, but he's on the kickoffs especially. He's really been booming those kicks 5-6 yards deep in the end zone.
So Hound Dog football at their own 20. Cassville with a 3-0 lead here in the first quarter. Trip receivers to the right side, twins out to the left. Evans all alone in the backfield, operating from the shotgun. Looks over the middle, no one there. Now he scrambles out of the pocket. Pressure coming, and he's trying to elude that pressure. Unloads the football. It's tipped by one man, nearly into the hands of another, but it falls incomplete. Devin Hilton got a hand on it, and then Caleb Baker nearly came up with a diving reception.
There's where your interceptions come from. You force Peyton Evans out of the pocket. You get him uncomfortable, get him moving his feet, get him throwing on the run. Stephen Hunter nearly brought him down for a sack. Somehow Evans was able to shake it, tried to throw the football off balance, and it just kind of floated out there, hung up in the air a long time, tipped by a couple different players. And that's where your defense may have an opportunity in this football game to be opportunistic.
So 2nd down and 10 for the Hound Dogs at the 20-yard line. Cassville sticking with the 4-man rush, and Hunter comes blasting through the line, grabs Evans around the leg, is going to take him down all the way back at the 15-yard line.
Great job, Stephen Hunter, and I tell you what, he's had a great year this year defensively. Not the biggest defensive lineman you're going to see, but he comes off that edge, defensive end, and he's been in. There's no telling how many tackles he has this year. He's been in on nearly all of them, and tonight, the play right there, he just completely split the offensive line, just turned sideways, got through there, and all over the quarterback. Great play.
So 3rd down and 14, nearly 15 yards to go for the Hound Dogs. Snap goes to Evans. Man comes in motion out of the backfield. The pass is thrown underneath, trying to set up a little bit of a screen to Devin Hilton, and Cassville all over it as Hilton is brought down at the 16 for a pickup of only 1.
Yeah, trying to set up a little bubble screen to the left. Nice job there. Tolbert looked like also Medina in on the play. So great job out there, not letting that screen develop into something big.
So 4th down and nearly 14 to go for the Hound Dogs, and once again they will be forced to punt, and here comes Cassville hoping to get another short field. Last time, Garrett Knight turned it into an extremely short field on a great return. He and River Phelps waiting at midfield. The kick is up in the air by Devin Hilton, and it bounces at the 40-yard line. A short kick this time, and the Hound Dogs are going to down it at their own 44.
Now the Wildcats again going to start in Hound Dog territory with this offensive drive. Good time to get some more points.
Only a 28-yard kick that time. No return. Wildcats take over at the Hound Dog 44. Wildcats lead it 3-0 with 3:42 left to go here in the opening quarter. Their 3rd possession of the night. They were forced to punt first time out. Got a field goal the 2nd possession. And now starting at the Hound Dog 44. Haney going to run the option, pitches it back to Phelps. Phelps makes a sidestep, gets around one man, but he's stopped shy of the 40-yard line. A lot of black and red flying to the football, and they drop Phelps for a pickup of only 3 down to the 41.
Yeah, that option, that pitch relationship between the running back and the quarterback is so crucial. And when you get out on the edge like that, you've carried the ball that far, a lot of times you want your quarterback, go ahead and just keep it, get what you can, because by that time the defense is really starting to swarm. So 2nd down and 7. Hound Dogs coming with a blitz. Cassville trying to beat the blitz. The handoff to Ruark. He'll take it the other way, and they run him down the line of scrimmage and drop him before he can turn upfield, so no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd down. That Hound Dog defensive line is playing some inspired football. They're not getting pushed around by this Wildcat offensive line, and it's making running in between the tackles tough for the Wildcats right now.
So 3rd down and 7 now for Cassville. They're 1 of 2 on 3rd down conversion attempts here in the first half. We're down to 2:28 left to play here in the first quarter. Cassville with a 3-0 advantage. Hound Dogs rushing 6 this time. Haney going to throw the football. The catch is made down at the 35. Trying to move up the field is Colin Perriman, and he takes it down to about the 33. That's going to be good for a Cassville first down, it appears. Our angle isn't the greatest here from the press box. They take a peek at the sidelines, and they signal first down Cassville. The Wildcat first down brought to you by Les Jacobs Ford, your local source for genuine Ford parts and master certified repairs. Call their service department. They're there to help.
Well, Perriman lined up wide right near the Aurora sideline, and a little sprint out right by Haney. Haney again throwing on the run. Perriman one-on-one coverage, just pushed hard on the defensive back, just turned around and waited for the football, and he did exactly what he needed to do. He ran to the first down yardage marker, ran a yard pass, and caught the football, first down.
And they needed 7. Perriman got 8. Haney now, quick handoff goes to Phelps, and he's got running room. He's inside the 25, gets to the edge, down the sidelines, inside the 15, still on his feet, takes it all the way down close to the 5 before he is finally knocked out of play.
Now this time the Wildcats going off the left side. Nice block right at the line of scrimmage Phelps able to use his speed to bounce it to the sideline. Got a really nice block by Rose, the wide receiver on that side, which allowed Phelps to get down the sideline. Great play offensively, and the Wildcats knocking on the door here.
28-yard pickup for Phelps down to the 5-yard line. 1st and 10, Cassville. 1st and goal for the Wildcats. They lead at 3-0. We're under 2 minutes left to go here before the end of the first quarter. Full house backfield, the power I, and they give it to the tailback Phelps, running right in behind a wall of blockers, Hunter and Ruark, and they take him right into the end zone. Touchdown, Cassville.
Yeah, really nice job, Cassville. Defense doing a great job of getting the offensive football with great field position. The offense doing their part, getting that good field position, getting down the football field, getting the ball in the end zone.
So the Wildcats get their first touchdown of the night, and they extend their lead to 9-0, and now Phelps in to attempt the extra point to make it a 10-0 Cassville lead. And Troy Rose will put it down on the tee. The kick is up. Good pressure coming from the left side from the Hound Dogs, but Phelps is able to get the kick up and through the uprights. And the Wildcat Extra Point brought to you by Willis Insurance. For auto, home, health, life, and commercial insurance, see the folks at Willis Insurance on the square in Cassville and in Shell Knob in the Bridgeway Plaza. Stop by or call 847-3300 for all your insurance needs. 1:45 left to go in the first. Cassville leads at 10-0. A field goal on their second possession on a short field. That time they got another short field and punched it into the end zone on a 5-yard run from River Phelps.
Well, the Wildcats doing what they need to do. Certainly defensively, they're facing a team that's got 4 or 5 wide receivers running around looking for football. They're covering in the secondary. The last series for the Hound Dogs, the Wildcats able to get pressure on Evans. If they're able to do that the rest of the game, it's going to be a good night for the Wildcats.
Yeah, in the start of that drive, the Hound Dogs were doing a good job pressuring Cassville's offensive front, but then at the tail end of that drive, you start to see the offensive line start to assert itself a little bit as they were able to push the Hound Dogs back, especially on that touchdown
Well,
run.
this is the point in the game the Wildcats need to stay on the throttle because you are playing a 1-6 football team, and it is frustrating when you're not winning football games on Friday night. So the Wildcats are able to keep their foot on the throttle a little bit, keep scoring. You can look for good things in the game.
Laufer comes out of the end zone with the football. He had 1 foot back across the goal line, but they let him come out of there with it, and Logan Laufer gets to the Hound Dog sideline and takes it all the way out to the 45-yard line. A great return on a good deep kick from River Phelps, but Logan Laufer with a super return has the Hound Dogs in business out around the 45.
Well, you get a little out of position in your kick coverage, get out of your lane, so to speak. It's easier to block in. It's easier for these return men to find those running lanes, and that's what happened right there. Big return.
They spot him down at the 44-yard line, so the best starting field position of the night for the Hound Dogs, their own 44. Evans from the shotgun once again. Pressure coming from behind. Fires out into the flat, and a big hit, and the ball comes loose. Cassville and Hound Dog players both diving after it in case it was held on to for just long enough to establish possession, but they ruled that an incomplete pass.
They'll sprint out to the right. Evans throws the football to his wide receiver over there. Rose coming up from his corner position. Broke on the football, put that hat right on the numbers, and jarred the football loose. Great play in the secondary for Rose.
So 2nd down and 10 for the Hound Dogs at the 44. We're closing in on 90 seconds left to go before the end of the first quarter. Cassville with a 10-0 lead. Cassville coming with a 3-man rush this time, and Evans going to try to run the football, take advantage of the fewer defenders up front. Scampers across the 40 out to about the 47 and picks up about 3 or 4 yards.
Strahan coming up from his safety position, really kind of like a spy on the quarterback there. He comes up, he's the first man to the quarterback. Stephen Hunter there to help as well, but nice job by the safety, Strahan, to come up and bring Evans down for a short gain.
Picks up only 3, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 7. The ball just shy of the 47-yard line. Clock still running. Under a minute to go here in the first quarter. Twin receivers to the left. Lone man comes out to the right, and that is Devin Hilton. Now we got a whistle before the snap of the football. Hound Dogs facing 3rd down and a long 7. And we've got a flag against the Hound Dogs. Procedure penalty against Aurora. That's our first penalty of the night. Coach Kilgo for the Hound Dogs comes out and wants an explanation. He'll get one momentarily, but right now they've got to mark off the penalty. So that will move it back to the 42. And it'll bring up third down and nearly 12 now for the Hound Dogs. They overload the right side this time with a couple of receivers and a tight end. Now Cassville showing blitz from the edge. Here they come. Throw over the middle. It's caught. Down the sidelines goes the return man, and he might have enough for a first down, and that is Casey Weatherman with a nice quick move after he caught the football, takes it into Cassville territory down to the Wildcat 46.
And he did get enough. Great effort there by Weatherman. He took a shot at the end of the play by the other Wildcat safety, Garrett Knight, and hung on to that football. But he caught the football about 5 yards short of that first down yardage marker. He was able to turn, get downfield. He was hit just shy of the marker and was able to fight his way forward before taking the shot to pick up first down. Good, tough run right there.
Picked up just enough for the first down. 1st and 10 Hound Dogs. First time tonight in Cassville territory. Another little short control pass trying to go out to the sideline to Hilton, and the pass goes incomplete.
Well, it's just a rush pass, and that's a product of the Wildcats being able to get a little pressure on Evans. He's getting the snap now. He's trying to rush those throws. Quarterbacks don't like that defensive line breathing down their neck, and they're going to get rid of that football. That's what we saw right there.
Incomplete pass stops the clock with 24 seconds remaining here in the first. Hound Dogs facing 2nd down and 10 from the Cassville 46. Evans, pressure coming up the middle, and it's over the middle with the pass.
Wow.
And up in the air and coming down with the football is Weatherman.
Very nice play by Weatherman right there. The ball was actually, it looked like Medina was going to have an interception. It went right through his hands. He actually tipped the football. Weatherman showed great concentration to stay with it. Was able, as he's going to the ground, bring the reception in, but the Hound Dogs escaping a big interception right there by Gilbert Medina.
Casey Weatherman may have just become Peyton Evans' new favorite receiver. 2 catches for 25 yards on 2 of the last 3 plays. Little screen over the middle this time. Catch is made once again, and up the middle goes the receiver. He breaks the tackle at the 20, still on his feet down inside the 10, and running with the football was Weatherman, and he has it 1st and goal for the Hound Dogs.
Brought down on a touchdown-saving tackle by Shannon Haney. Hound Dogs set up a really nice screen there to Weatherman. Defensive line lost a little discipline, chasing the quarterback down. He just flipped it over their head to Weatherman, and Weatherman weaved in and out of tacklers. Finally brought down by Haney, again saving a touchdown.
Trying to figure out where they're going to put the football, but that was the final play of quarter number 1, so they're going to walk to the other end of the field. Looked like it was going to be about the 7-yard line, but we'll wait until they place it down to get the exact spot. While we have the break between quarters here, we'll go ahead and take a quick break as well. Let you hear from some of our sponsors. You're listening to Big 8 Conference Football here on the Talon Network. Cassville leads it 10-0 here from Kelly Field.
What are you doing?
Watch those guys work.
I only see one guy working. One of the other guys.
See how they're pointing all that garbage where they're talking about how to get rid of it.
And the other guys?
Oh, Doty Trash Service, they'll talk trash. They don't waste any time getting to work. By the time guys from the other service get it figured out, the service will have the job done.
So why would you anyone else to get rid of your trash?
Beats me.
Doty Trash Service, serving Cassville, Stonebrook, and areas for which you can depend on for those bigger jobs. Call them today. 78-1350.
A gain of 26 down to the 7-yard line. 1st and goal, Hound Dogs. Cassville leading 10-0 as we start the second quarter. Sammy Clapper along with Jeremy Marple. Todd Speakman running the camera for us tonight on Cassville Web TV. Evans going to try to run the football, sneak it in from the 7. Dances his way in and out and moves down to about the 2. Gain of 5.
Again, just a quarterback keeper out of the shotgun, just trying to follow that offensive line. Peyton Evans, a good-sized quarterback, 6'2", 6'1", 6'2", nearly 200 pounds.
Yeah, I think they short him a little bit on the roster. I think he's closer to 6'3". I've been up next to him when he plays basketball. He's a tall drink of water. From the 2-yard line, the quarterback keeper, they're trying to get the surge going forward, pushing to the end zone. Still no signal. Now there it is. Touchdown, Hound Dogs.
First time we've seen the Hound Dogs go up under center. You got to know what's coming. No running backs in the backfield. Evans climbed up under center, took the snap, and just pushed his way into the end zone.
So a 2-yard run from Peyton Evans. His 6th carry of the night for a total of 13 yards, and the Hound Dogs are on the board. Now the extra point. The kick is up, and it is good. As the kick by Wyatt Neff. And the Hound Dogs have cut the Cassville lead back to 3. The Wildcats led 3-0 early on before going up 10-0 on a touchdown run, but now a 9-play, 56-yard drive. 3 big pass completions to Casey Weatherman set up the score, and the Hound Dogs now trail just by a single possession with 11:16 left to go here in the first half. Wildcats lead it over the Dogs 10-7.
Well, you can't go to sleep. You can't go to sleep. You got to keep playing. Things were looking real good for the Wildcats. Now all of a sudden you're right back in the middle of a dogfight. So credit to the Hound Dogs staying with it. And, you know, you're looking at senior night here. You got a lot of you got 15 or so seniors on this football team, and they got a lot to play for. So you know, you never can count out a senior on senior night and his ability to come out on the field and do things that maybe he hasn't done most of this season.
River Phelps back inside his own 15-yard line, awaiting the kickoff. And the Hound Dogs booted away. A high end-over-end kick takes Phelps all the way back to the 5. He'll bring it out from there. He's got Rose and Knight leading the way, gets to the Cassville edge, turns it up the sideline. He's across the 30, breaks the tackle, takes it out across the 35, and fights his way out close to the 40-yard line.
A nice return. Nice job setting up the wall and the return unit, allowing Phelps to get to that Wildcat sideline. Down the sideline he went. Going to have some nice field position here.
Well, it looks like it's not going to be as nice a return as I initially thought. They say he stepped on the sidelines back around the 30, so all that talk about being out close to the 40, it's going to come back. And now they're actually even stepping off some more. Is there a flag over there on the far side that I did not see? They're marking off a penalty, and it will be all the way back inside the 10 at the 9. An illegal block in the back against Cassville will negate a great return by Phelps, and Cassville is going to start deep in their own territory.
Yeah, those blocking the backs hurt. And you just look for that flag. Anytime there's a long return, you look for a flag like that.
So Cassville starting in a hole, but River Phelps quickly gets him out of the hole as he busts out front around the right side and takes it all the way back out close to the 30. A quick burst of speed from Phelps, and he gives the Wildcats that breathing room they needed.
I tell you what, we talk about it each week, his ability to get to full speed and how quick he's able to do it. A lot of guys can run fast, but a lot of guys, it takes some time to build up to top speed. With Phelps, it doesn't take him long. 1.5, 2 steps max, and boom, he shot through the line of scrimmage right off that right side and just ran by linebackers and tackled in the secondary.
Wildcat first down brought to you by Les Jacobs Ford. Some people want to change the world. They just want to change your oil. Let their Ford certified technicians protect your investment. Satisfaction guaranteed. Wildcats again running the football on first down from their own 33-yard line. Power football this time between the tackles. And out to the 39. That looks like they're going to give him the 40-yard line, a gain of 7.
Now that's the counterplay. The Wildcats were not running very successfully in the first quarter. They run it this time. They get a nice gain on first down. We talk about success on first down, bringing up those second, third shorts.
So second down and about 3 yards to go for the Wildcats. Phelps gets the call. Driving in behind the right side of the offensive line, pushes his way out to the 45, and it looks like he's got a first down. He does. The Wildcat first down brought to you by Les Jacobs Ford, your one-stop shop for new and pre-owned cars and trucks, genuine Ford parts and service, and expert collision repair. They've got you covered. Satisfaction guaranteed at Les Jacobs Ford. Find them online at lesjacobsford.com.
Well, we've seen this Wildcat football team really put up lots of yards on the ground the last couple of weeks. A lot of it is off that right side. They're very comfortable running off the right side of this offensive line, and we're seeing it in this series.
9:45 left to go in the first half. Cassville leading 10-7. Haney quick handoff this time to Ruark, and he blasts through the right side and takes it all the way into Hound Dog territory and picks up another first down between the 40 and the 45 before he is finally knocked out of bounds.
Now running that option, and nice job reading it by the young quarterback. Hands off to Ruark. Fired through that line of scrimmage again off the right side, through the linebackers into the secondary before he's brought down over near the Wildcat sideline.
a gain of 13. First down, Cassville at the Hound Dog 42. The clock back in motion. 9.5 left to go before the break. Wildcats send Perriman out wide to the left. DJ White goes wide to the short side over on the Cassville sideline. They give it to Phelps. He'll try to run to the short side. Gets to the edge, and he's gone down the sidelines. One man to beat. Finally knocked out of bounds at the 20. And if not for Peyton Evans, I believe.
That's correct.
Back there in the secondary, Phelps has got himself another touchdown, but he was finally able to get to him and shove him out of play.
I tell you, just another burst of speed with Phelps. He got through that line of scrimmage. It looked like he was going to be bottled up over by that Wildcat sideline, and all of a sudden he just squirted out of there like a rocket. Down the sideline he went. Evans playing safety over there to bring him down. Where that is, you're right, that is a touchdown.
First down brought to you by Les Jacobs Ford. Find them online at lesjacobsford.com. Cassville again pounding the right side of the offensive line. And the surge goes forward inside the 20 down to about the 17. And we've got an injured Wildcat, or at least he's slow getting up. And that is Kyle Ruark, the ball carrier, as they spot him down at the 16 after a 6-yard gain.
And Ruark, we know about his injury history with his foot, and it looks like they're tending to the left foot right now. He came up hobbling. He's got a trainer out there looking at it right now, so we certainly hope that it's nothing serious, but he's not having a very good time right now.
Yeah.
Talking to the trainer about it.
Yeah, he tried to get up and walk off the field, but he only made it about 7 or 8 yards, and he went back down. Clock is stopped with 8:59 left to go here in the first half. Cassville on top, 10-7. We've got some scores to report on. Other Big 8 scores: Monette Seneca in the first quarter, 7-7. Lamar at Mount Vernon, also in the first quarter, 14-7. The Tigers over the Mountaineers. And East Newton has a 12-0 lead over McDonald County, and that game in the first quarter as well. Cassville sports trainer checking out Ruark, and now the Hound Dog sports medicine trainer, Rob Hazelton, making his way across from Cox Monette Sports Medicine as he is trying to offer some assistance as well. We've got a stoppage of play here at Kelly Field as the injured Wildcat being attended to, so we'll go ahead and take a break and let you hear from our sponsors. You're listening to Big 8 Conference Football here on the Talent Network.
Arvest Bank, scoring touchdowns with great customer service. Being a proud sponsor of the Cassville Wildcats means we care about our community and to fulfill the needs of our customers. Services of a large bank, coupled with cleanliness and a personal touch to banking, means you can feel right at home with Arvest. People are helping people find financial solutions for life. The only bank you need to know. Arvest Bank, member FDIC. Go Wildcats!
417-847-1200. Hear what Stan Kelly, one of Ken's 7 customers, has to say.
Now, you can always count Ken as far as if you have for your vehicle, he'll give you an honest opinion what needs to be done, what the cost is going to be, and Ken's estimates, and really doesn't give you an upfront and honest assessment, and that's important.
Collision Center, where quality and our tools of the trade. 7 West 10. That's it.
All right, back to action here at Kelly Field, and there goes River Phelps on the first play after Kyle Ruark, the injured player, gets off the sidelines, and Phelps takes it in for the score. Cassville had went to the I formation with Ruark out of the game, and River Phelps, one play, 16 yards, touchdown, Cassville.
Again, just explosive speed shown by Phelps. As he followed a blocker through the hole at the line of scrimmage, he was able to get through there unscathed through the linebackers and then just split the safeties into the end zone. And I tell you what, speed like that, it's hard to teach, and it's exceptionally hard to defend.
Phelps now in to attempt the extra point. The kick is up, and it is good. The Wildcat extra point brought to you by Willis Insurance. Have health insurance questions? Are you confused about the individuals and senior options? Willis Insurance, located on the square in Cassville, can help you muddle through the confusion. Stop by their office or give them a call at 847-3300. And just like that, we talked about River Phelps getting off to a little bit of a slow start because he was being swarmed by the Hound Dog defense. His first 4 carries of the night, actually his first 5 carries, he had accounted for 2 yards. With that carry, he's already gone over 100 yards here in the first half.
Well,
he made up ground in a hurry.
Oh, yeah, and he made up ground just as fast as he runs. And I tell you, the last 2 series the Wildcats had the football, he's just been able to, if you give him a little space, he's going to make you pay. And that's what we're seeing out here tonight. And it's impressive to watch, and it's fortunate for this Wildcat football team that they've got him carrying a football for them.
8:41 left to go in the first half. Cassville back up by 10 as the Wildcats lead at 17-7. 16-yard run by River Phelps, his second rushing touchdown of the night. He's also kicked the field goal, so he's accounted for all 17 points, and he's about ready to kick it away. The Wildcat kickoff brought to you by Baywatch Car Wash with a super selection of car care vending products that protects its surface from the wear and tear of weather throughout the year. A clean car is a happy car, and that's what you get at Baywatch. Phelps a line drive kick this time, takes Lawfer all the way back to the 1-yard line, and this time he takes 1 foot back in the end zone, and this time they won't let him bring it out. It's about the same thing he did a while ago, but last time they let him bring it out. This time they said no, they're going to call it a touchback, and the Hound Dogs will start at their 20.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a discretion call or what, but somebody would have to explain to me because it looked almost identical to the last one he was able to bring out, and it was a good return too. So.
Yeah, I mean, maybe there was a foot difference, and both times his back foot was in the end zone, but this time maybe a foot deeper than it was before. But nevertheless, 1st and 10 Hound Dogs at the 20-yard line. Wildcats lead at 17-7. We've still got 8 minutes left to go before half. Hound Dogs have been throwing the ball quite a bit. They've already attempted 11 passes here in the first quarter and a half, and they're going to throw another one here on 1st down. Evans back over the middle. The catch is made at the 30-yard line, and then River Phelps along with another defender. That's Garrett Knight taking down the receiver, which was Clayton Dunning, his first catch of the night.
Well, just a sprint out to the right for Evans, and Dunning was going on a drag route the opposite direction. Evans able to throw across his body back towards the middle of the football field, hitting Dunning for the completion.
Dunning was one of those players that was hurt early in the year for the Hound Dogs, but he's a big receiver out there, 6'3", 6'4", and about 185 pounds. Low snap this time, but Evans is going to run with the football, and he's got yardage out to the 40 and takes it all the way out to the 45 and picks up another 1st down for the Hound Dogs.
I'll tell you, when you line up in the shotgun, you got nobody back there with you, and everybody is lined up wide. That really spreads the defense out, and that's how you see these quarterbacks running out of the shotgun. They get these running lanes to hit because there's the linebackers out in the middle of the field. They're out in coverage.
Tonight's web TV coverage brought to you by Country Dodge in Cassville. Junction 76, 37, and 86 in Cassville. You can find them online at GoCountryDodge.com. 1st and 10 Hound Dogs at the 46. Pass over. Caught by Weatherman, and Weatherman swarmed under just shy of the 50-yard line. He's able to pick up only about 3 or 4 yards. It'll bring up 2nd down.
Man, that's okay. That's the Hound Dog offense. They're going to take those dink and dunks. They're going to take the underneath routes that you give them. They're going to rely on their athletes to catch the ball in space and try to make somebody miss. The Wildcats, for the most part, doing a pretty good job tackling tonight.
So 2nd down and about 7 yards to go for the Hound Dogs after a 3 or 4 yard gain. Evans, pressure coming up the middle. They try to set the screen up, and the catch is made at the 50, but the receiver, Clayton Dunning, was stumbling as the pass was thrown out in front of him. He was able to make the catch, but picks up only a yard.
We've got a flag at the end of the play. Not sure what's being called here. They're calling a illegal hit to the helmet.
And the flag's all the way back at the Cassville 45, which is 5 or 6 yards ahead of where the football ended up.
A screen play setting up, and it looks like a legal man downfield. That's what that was. It was another bubble screen, and they had a man downfield, lineman downfield. So just released a little bit too early. The Aurora coaching staff not very happy about that call, and I don't know that I blame them too much.
As the second penalty of the night against the Hound Dogs for a total of 10 yards, and it'll move it back to the Aurora 45. 7:15 left to go here in the first half. Cassville leading 17-7. Hound Dogs facing 2nd down and 11. Cassville with a 4-man front. Evans going to roll to his right. Got a couple of blockers in front, trying to get to the edge. Jumps over one guy and then is run out of bounds. But only able to get back to about the 46. which is about where they started this series of downs.
That's just a great job in the secondary. Nothing available downfield for Evans, and a good job in pursuit. Looked like Goad. Also, Medina forcing Evans out of bounds. Good play in the secondary there, and good pursuit by the linebackers.
So Aurora just 1 for 4 on third down conversion tries here in the first half, and they're facing 3rd and 10 right now. Evans, pressure coming up the middle from Phelps. Again, they go with the screen. The catch is made by Weatherman, shy of midfield, takes it across the 50-yard line and picks up the first down, moving the ball ahead down to the Cassville 42-yard line.
Yeah, again, the defensive line, a little aggressive there, not sniffing out the screen play. They come through that line of scrimmage. Weatherman comes in right behind them, catches the little pass, just dumped over the head of the defensive lineman by Evans, and Weatherman able to lower his shoulder, pick up that first down.
Gain of 13 yards down to the Cassville 41, and the Hound Dogs with a new set of downs. Evans this time looks to the short side of the field. Pass, catch. Devin Hilton hauls it in between the 35 and the 40, and then is wrestled out of bounds by Troy Rose and Stephen Hunter. Anthony Tolbert out there as well on the defense.
Just a quick hitter again. Just a short pass play right in front of the defensive back. Ball arrives. Rose arrives, wraps him up, brings him down with the help of some defenders, but that's 4 or 5 yards there on first down.
So 2nd down and 6. And Evans going to run the quarterback keeper this time. Right up the middle he goes, and he's down to the 30-yard line. Still fighting for extra yards. The pile is pushed backwards, but they give him the 30, and that'll be a first down.
Get the linebackers out of there, and you wonder if that's not just a read, just on his own, just a read. If you look up and you've got linebackers out of there, out in coverage, take the snap and just go. Just another way for the quarterback, and when you got a quarterback like Peyton Evans, a smart kid, been doing it a while. He's a senior. He can see those things on the field. It's like having another coach out there.
So 1st and 10 Hound Dogs at the Cassville 30. Closing in on the midway point of the second quarter. 6:10 left to go here in the first half. Evans rolls to his right this time. Pump fakes. Now he tucks it and runs. The ball comes free. It's loose between the 20 and the 25. Hound Dogs say they got it. Cassville says they do.
Cassville came
and
out.
It's Wildcat football. That was Garrett Knight that come up off the ground with the football, and they signal Cassville has recovered the fumble. First turnover of the night against either team, and the Wildcats get the turnover inside the 25. They'll take over at their own 22.5-yard line.
The Hound Dogs driving. The Wildcats come up with a big hit. Evans never saw it. He was looking downfield. The Wildcat defender came from his blind side, put a shot on him. The ball came out. Right there, Garrett Knight to rip it away, hopping up out of there with the football. Big play defensively for the Wildcats.
Well, we talked about in the pregame winning the turnover battle, and Cassville has taken a leg up in that, recovering the Hound Dog fumble at the 22. So that stops the Aurora drive, and the Wildcats will take over with a 10-point lead here. Still quite a ways to go before halftime. Haney up under center. Gives it off to River Phelps, and around the right end he goes. He's got a blocker on the corner. That's Rose, but a good job out there on the edge. And Laufer shaking loose from Rose and dropping Phelps, but Phelps was able to pick up enough yardage for the first down to the 34.
Well, a good run. Again, running off the right side. Phelps bouncing it outside, looking to cut one way or the other off of the block from Rose, but Laufer just made a nice play right there, bringing Phelps down at the end of the run.
Yeah, it's a gain of 12, but it could have been a gain 20 or 30 if not for Laufer making that stop. But here goes Phelps up the middle, and he's got running room. He's across the 50, into Hound Dog territory. Breaks the tackle at the 40, at the 30. One man to beat down the sidelines, tries to get inside of him, and he's wrestled down at the 15. A big run by River Phelps. Has the ball deep in Hound Dog territory. The Wildcat first down brought to you by Les Jacobs Ford. Quality pre-owned cars, state inspected, and Les Jacobs Ford certified. If they put their name on it, you can trust your purchase from Les Jacobs Ford.
I'll tell you what, that was a great run. Phelps again going off the right side, but he cut against the grain and came all the way across the football field towards the Hound Dog sideline. But I tell you what, the best part of that run happened right about the 27-yard line. He had a defender coming up in pursuit. And it was just subtle. It was just to put his right foot on the ground and just made a subtle little move with his hips and got around the defender for another 10 yards. Great play.
51-yard pickup for Phelps, and it's 1st and 10 Cassville at the 15-yard line of the Hound Dogs. Wildcats pushing the ball down towards the 10 as Phelps gets the call, and he takes it down to the 12, picks up 3.
Phelps right now would like his quarterback to take his time getting the play in, let him breathe just a little bit. You get a big long run like that, then turn around and call your number again, and got up a little bit slow there trying to get some oxygen back in his body.
4:45 left to go in the first half. Cassville leading 17-7. The Wildcats knocking on the door at the Hound Dog 12-yard line. Second down and 8. And Phelps gets the call. Grab from behind, but Phelps keeps pushing forward. Now we got a penalty flag comes flying in. Phelps was wrapped up from behind by Caleb Baker as he was trying to drag the defender forward. A flag came flying in. Once a play kind of starts dragging out like that, it's either a hold against the offense or something extracurricular against the defense, and that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a face mask against the Hound Dogs.
Yeah, just right at the end there as the pile kind of stopped moving. You could kind of see the head of Phelps turn to the side, and now we know why. So the end of that run, the 5-yard version of the face mask, going to bring up second short.
Yeah, he was going to be stopped for no gain on the play, but 5 yards picked up on the penalty, and it'll bring up second down and 2. The ball down to the 7-yard line of the Hound Dogs. Hunter joins Phelps in the backfield, split behind Haney. Sanders goes from the left side around to the right side, sets up a tight end. They give the ball to Phelps. Slides off right tackle, slices through and into the end zone. Boy, what a tiny little opening that was, but River Phelps was able to get through it and crosses the goal line for the score.
Yeah, and Phelps down at the end of the play. He was kind of pulled down funny. He's getting to his feet pretty gingerly. He was kind of pulled over right as he crossed the goal line. He was kind of pulled over at the side. And it took him just a second to get up off the ground, and he's going to go off to the sideline. We may see another kicker come in for this PAT.
It'll probably be Barrett. Andrew Barrett, the sophomore. Or will it? Yeah, it will be. Andrew Barrett, left-footed kicker, in to attempt the extra point. Kicked one last week out of the hold of Troy Rose, and the kick is up, and it is good. Plenty of leg for the sophomore Andrew Barrett. As the extra point tacked on, that makes it 24-7 Cassville. The Wildcat extra point brought to you by Willis Insurance. Are you at the lake? Great. Then come on and see Willis Insurance in Shell Knob at their location in the Bridgeway Plaza. For auto, home, health, life, and insurance, and commercial insurance, you can call Willis Insurance in Shell Knob at 858-3747, or you can find them online at willisinsured.com. Andrew Barrett with the extra point. And with 4:05 left to go in the half, Cassville leading 24-7. The Wildcats set to kick it away. The Wildcat kickoff brought to you by Baywash Car Wash, where you can wash, wax, shine on the outside, vacuum, shampoo, and fragrance the inside. It's all about the ride at Baywash, where a clean car is a happy car. 3 first-half rushing touchdowns for River Phelps after 6 last week.
Pretty nice 2 weeks there.
He has put together back-to-back very nice football games, and we still got a half to play here at Aurora. With the injury to Phelps, we've got a new kickoff, as Andrew Barrett will also kick away for the Wildcats. Line drive kick, bounces at the 25-yard line, takes a big hop, and it's scooped up by Weatherman. Weatherman brings it out from inside the 20, races his way out across the 35, and then was knocked backwards, trying to get some extra yardage. We'll see where they spot this football. Looks like they're going to put it down at the 33. So 1st and 10 Aurora at their own 33. Cassville with a 24-7 lead. Just under 4 minutes left to go before the break. Receivers split every direction for the Hound Dogs. They've been running pretty much a wide-open offense throughout the first half. Evans pump fakes. Now he's looking to run. He's hit from behind by Devin Phelps and brought down after a gain of only a yard or so.
Big Devin Phelps lining up over the center every play, getting out and making a tackle there in pursuit of the quarterback. Nice job by the big kid, big defensive tackle, getting down that line of scrimmage and making a play.
It is a gain of 1 out to the 34, and it'll bring up second down and 9. clock put back in motion. 3.5 left to go before halftime. Hound Dogs back up to the line of scrimmage. Cassville showing some pressure with one of their linebackers. Evans rolling to his right. Here comes Phelps coming from behind. He forces Evans to unload the football. Catch is made out across the 40 in traffic as the catch made by Casey Weatherman out to about the 42.
He had 4 wide receivers out there, and all of them were within about 10 yards of each other. Weatherman was the one that popped open the most, and a nice job by Evans getting in the football, brought down nearly immediately.
It's a gain of 7, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 2. Line of scrimmage, the 41-yard line of the Hound Dogs. Aurora facing 3rd and short. Evans going to try to pick it up on the ground. He's got the first down across the 45, and he steps out of bounds into Cassville territory, and now knocked into the Hound Dog sideline as Troy Rose and Peyton Evans got tangled up and went stumbling out of bounds. And boy, Cassville fortunate there. They didn't get a late hit. Hound Dog fans were wanting that. And it wasn't like Rose lowered the boom on him as he stepped across the sidelines. The two players kind of got tangled up and went stumbling that direction, but it's hard to try to get untangled sometimes. And that one, fortunate for the Wildcats that they didn't get some yardage added on to the end of that.
Yeah, I think that's more of a momentum play, all the players heading towards that sideline. If you know Troy Rose, you know he's not a dirty player, and that's just more of a momentum thing right there, I believe.
Gain of 11, first down, Hound Dogs. Here comes Evans running with the football, trying to get away from pressure. He fumbles, and the ball is scrambling forward to 48. Wildcat players all over it, and Cassville has picked up the football. Peyton Evans hit from behind. He coughs it up, and the Hound Dogs have turned it over for the second time here in the first half.
Evans trying to roll to his left, looking downfield, all kinds of pressure, tried to reverse his field and come back. Anthony Tolbert got in pursuit right out in the open field, did a great job, not only in tackling Peyton Evans, but also with the presence of mind to use that right arm to swat down on the football. Evans carrying the football away from his body. Great job, Anthony Tolbert right there knocking the football away. Wildcats again, big fumble picked up for their offense.
And they will take over at their own 48-yard line. First and in Wildcats. Cassville leading 24-7. Haney looking to go to the air, and the catch is made by Rose at the 40-yard line in Hound Dog territory all the way down to the 30. Just a little slant route, and Troy Rose right there on the money, and a well-thrown ball by Shannon Haney.
Yeah, Rose lined up all the way to the wide side of the field, all the way over by that Wildcat sideline, and ran a great slant route inside the cushion of that cornerback. Haney put the ball right on the money, right in stride. Rose did a great job going up with his hands and catching the football. Didn't try to catch it with his body. He went up, snatched out of there with his hands, and a big gain right there, our first down.
Gain of 22. First down, Cassville at the Hound Dog 30. The Wildcat first down brought to you by Les Jacobs Ford. You can find them online at lesjacobsford.com. Wildcats going back to the ground on first down. And a big pile up at the 30-yard line. River Phelps back into the game, gets the carry, and he is stopped at the 30-yard line.
I tell the Wildcat showing pass, completing a pass, and what that does, it puts a seed in the defense's mind. They've got to honor that pass. They can't all creep up around that line of scrimmage.
Pitch goes back to Phelps. He's got Stephen Hunter leading the way around the right end. Gets to the sideline, sidesteps the man, and stays in bounds. Picks up the first down, and then is pushed out of play down around the 20.
Yeah, nice play. Patient running, on a toss sweep. You expect speed. Try to get around that edge, but on that run, Phelps he's done it for a while. He understands letting his block set up. That was a toss sweep. He was very patient as he got over near the sideline, cut off a block at the last second, enabling him to pick up that first down.
It's a gain of 12 and nearly 190 yards for River Phelps here in the first half. First down, Cassville. The Wildcat first down brought to you by Les Jacobs Ford. Find him online at lesjacobsford.com. Phelps with the football, pushing down to the 15-yard line. Second effort there coming after the initial hit. And River Phelps takes a licking and keeps on ticking as he picks up 3 more yards.
I'll tell you what, 190-plus yards in the first half. That's pretty impressive.
We're down under a minute left to go here in the first half. Cassville facing second down and about 6.5 yards, and Coach Parnell calls a timeout. He and Coach Weldy will discuss things. Offensive coordinator for the Wildcats, Clay Weldy, will gather the troops over on the far side. Timeout on the field is brought to you by the Law Office of Blake Fields. They provide legal services for residents of Berry, Stone, and Lawrence counties. Call the Law Office of Blake Fields at 99-99. All right, let's see some score updates. Lamar leading over Mount Vernon in the second quarter. Tigers on top of the Mountaineers, 21-14 in a close game. And East Newton starting to pull away from McDonald County in the second quarter. The Patriots over the Mustangs, 26-8. Still the last score we got from Monette Seneca down in Seneca was 7-7.
Yeah, we talked about that East Newton football team when the Wildcats played them, and we talked Coach LaSalle doing a great job over there. They've got some size, they've got some athletes, a new regime, and we made the comment, this is a better football team than they've had in the past, and they've been in games this year, and they've won some. So looking good tonight for them.
44.6 seconds remaining here before halftime. Cassville second down and long. Football at the Hound Dog 15-yard line. Sanders goes in motion around to the right side, sets up a tight end. Haney going to run the football, fakes it to Phelps, goes around the right end, gets a block on the corner, and takes it down close to the 5-yard line. Good quick burst of speed by Shannon Haney, and it will pick up enough yardage for the first down. It'll be first and goal Cassville. Looks like they knocked him out of bounds at the 6.
Yeah, just a nice job by Haney reading that play and not wasting any time getting around the edge and getting downfield.
So the Wildcats quickly up to the line of scrimmage. Phelps gets the call from the 6-yard line. Pyle pushing forward, gets inside the 5, but the drive is finally stopped down around the 3. And Cassville calls another timeout, stops the clock with 22 seconds remaining here in the first half. Excuse me. So it's a pickup of 3, and it'll bring up second and goal from the 3. Cassville with a 24-7 lead here in the closing seconds of the first half, and another timeout. Timeout brought to you by the Law Office of Blake Fields. They provide legal services for the residents of Berry, Stone, and Lawrence counties. They handle traffic tickets, criminal defense, civil matters, family law, child custody. Call the Law Office of Blake Fields at 847-9999.
Now keep in mind, Sammy, the Wildcats got the football to start this football game, so the Hound Dogs are going to get it coming out after half. Wildcats would love nothing more than to punch this in right here going into the locker room, knowing that they're not going to get the football for a while.
Clock back in motion, 20 seconds and counting left to go. And Cassville goes with the power I formation, full house backfield. They give the ball to the last man through. Surge towards the right side. We're still waiting to see a signal. And it looks like the ball carrier is stopped at the 1 after a pickup of 2. And Cassville using another timeout.
Parnell's wondering why the clock started coming out after the timeout. Coach Parnell, and he's right. Coming out after a timeout, there's no reason for that clock to be moving.
Yeah, because that's right. When they blew the whistle, reset the ball, the clock started running again.
Yeah. So they're going to need to put some time back on that clock. And the officials are talking about it right now. Coach Parnell brought it to their attention immediately.
Yeah, there was somewhere around 20 seconds when they called that first timeout prior to this one. So there's probably somewhere hanging out there 6, 7, 8 seconds at least.
Right. Wildcats have used their last timeout. So they're going to have to get it in the end zone here.
Third down and goal from just outside the 1-yard line.
And the officials are coming over. I'm going to talk to the Hound Dog coaching staff about the clock.
(24-7), Cassville with the lead here with, at the moment, 9.8 seconds left in the first half, but they may be going to put a little time back on the clock. Trouble is, they have to try to remember how much time to put back. It looks like they're going to put
They want
6 seconds. So that will make it nearly 16 seconds. And they do want 6 seconds put back on the clock. Cassville facing third down and goal from just outside the 1. Got 15 seconds up there right now, which would be close. Now they're going to have to reset it, and they're going all the way back through the cycle. There they got 15.8. All right, officials blow the whistle, and here we go again. Again, power I formation for the Wildcats. 3rd and goal from the 1. They give the ball to Phelps. Gets hit as he hangs on to the football and dives into the end zone for the touchdown. He got hit right as he received the handoff from Haney, but he dove over the top of that guy. The guy got into his legs, but he was able to keep his momentum falling forward, and he dove over the top. He only needed to go a yard, and he kicks it into the end zone for the score. Cassville extends their lead to 30-7.
That's a big score in a football game. With going into halftime, the Wildcats punching that in, extending this lead. Going to make things a lot more pleasant in that locker room.
So River Phelps set to attempt another extra point. Now we got a penalty flag thrown by one of the back officials that was actually under the goalpost, and we got an unsportsmanlike against the Hound Dogs, and that's what you do not want to see. We know the Hound Dogs are going through a bit of a frustrating season, but now an unsportsmanlike penalty assessed against the Hound Dogs, and I'm sure they'll mark that off on the kickoff.
You can't talk to officials. I've never understood that. What in the world a player goes through a player's mind that makes him think that it's okay to say something to an official? I never liked officials anyway. I surely didn't want to talk to them. So I just don't get it.
You weren't going to start up a conversation.
Just keep your mouth shut and play the game.
Snap back, ball down. The kick is up. It is long, and it is good. The extra point tacked on by River Phelps. The Wildcat extra point brought to you by Willis Insurance for auto, home, health, life, and commercial insurance. See the folks at Willis Insurance on the square in Cassville and in Shell Knob in the Bridgeway Plaza. Stop by or call 847-3300 for all your insurance needs. 11.4 seconds left here in the first half. The Wildcats extend their lead to 31-7. And the Wildcats now set to kick it away. The Wildcat kickoff brought to you by Baywash Car Wash, featuring both the Odyssey Soft Touch and Super 5000 touch-free automatic car wash bays. A clean car is a happy car, and that makes you feel good. Tonight's coverage of Wildcat football also brought to you in part by Quick Draw Gun in Monette. They've expanded their hours, and they've also got a new phone number. Quick Draw Gun has expanded. They are open now Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 7, Saturdays 10 to 4. They've got hundreds of new and used firearms in stock. Stop by and give them a chance to earn your business. Quick Draw Gun, just off Highway 60 at 601 South Kyler in Monette. Call 417-354-8633 or visit them online at quickdrawgun.com. So with the penalty tacked on, River Phelps is going to be kicking the ball off from the Hound Dog 45-yard line. And he will boot this one high, and it just carries back into the end zone. So it'll be a touchback for Aurora. 11 seconds left to go before halftime. Hound Dogs will get the opportunity for at least one play, maybe two, since the Hound Dogs do like to throw the football quite a bit. Incomplete pass usually doesn't take too much time. That one give up the ghost for you? Nope. Going to have to change pins for Jeremy at halftime.
I've had so much scoring the last 2 weeks that I've run the pin out of ink.
You're running out of ink. Yeah, you were from that page last week at the 59 to 26. You were top of the sheet all the way to the bottom. You were having to start to write really small to get it to all fit on the page.
Hey, I made it work.
You made it work. 31 points up on the board here in the first half tonight for Cassville. Hound Dogs. Snap goes back to Evans. Evans fakes the handoff and then going to try to run the football and takes it out to the 22-yard line, and that'll be the final play of the first half.
Well, great first half of football for the Wildcats. They come on the road, come to Aurora, and they're taking care of business. Defense doing a great job. Offense doing everything they need to do outside of the first series. That offense has been clicking and really eating up chunks of yards, putting points on the board. They get a big touchdown right before halftime, and tell you what, they look good tonight.
Cassville leads at 31-7 as they head to the locker room here at halftime. We'll be back with the Shoemaker Tire halftime show right after this. You're listening to Big 8 Conference football here on the Talon Network.
Race Brothers Farm and Home Supply. Hi, Roger here from Race Big Stores. A lot of stuff. At Race Brothers, there's always something new to talk about. We have the largest selection of truck toolboxes in Southwest Missouri. Pet supplies, dog food, cat food, upper dishes, collars, leashes, and grooming care products. And for the kids, we have great toys, video flyer wagons, and pedal tractors, collectibles like Schlake, Fryer, Erdl. Come on to Race Brothers in Springfield, Carthage, and Monahan. Likes the way we do business. Tell a friend.
Brothers, Farm and Home and Western Wear.
C&H Auto Repair, located on Highway 37 and U in Butterfield, specializes in alignments, vehicle diagnostics, brakes, electrical, heating and air, performance modification, and much more. They can work on any model, including diesel. Family owned and operated, 30 years of experience. C&H Repair, Highway 37 in